Hey you guys, it's your girl Just Free. Coming back at you with another video. So, let's see here. I am going to read the rat. I don't know what you call it, or her bio, or whatever you want to call it, real quick. Um, so it says Soncerae gives relationship and marriage guidance to both men and women to help with self improvement, humorously encouraging them to improve in other areas of life, including finances, spiritual, mental, and physical health, parenting, professional relationships, and social media etiquette. While enjoying her deserved luxury lifestyle filled with traveling. Where's the passport, biatch? Where's the passport? Soncerae. I didn't see you in the Bahamas or the Dominican Republic or Canada. That's 3 countries, bitch. I've been to 3 countries. Massive wealth investing success gives listeners life coaching style tips. Using an unorthodox approach, Soncerae, her honesty and personal stories are positive and thought provoking. Okay, we're going to play a game today. Now, I know I don't have many viewers, but please feel free to cash at me at money $CANDYLAND 5809 anytime you hear the word for tonight, positive or intellectual. Okay? I should have a couple $1,000 by the end of this video. Using her journey as a cautionary tale and controversial topics as a blueprint, she assists in the improvement in the lives of others. Girl, bet your I'm gonna sing for y'all one day, and you're gonna like it. How about that? All right, want to hear it? Here it goes. So this is the video dating down what it's like to date an uneducated, broke black man. You know, you nasty little bitch. I can't stand you. I should stick one of my cousins on your ass to play the shit out of you.
But my child's father was not excited. Initially, he was happy, but then with time, he got weak.
She said he wasn't excited. Initially, he was happy. Then he got weak. Girl, what is it? Lies.
And yesterday, I did a video. I was talking about how social media or YouTube or whatever can affect the relationships of some people if they are weak-minded individuals or they're not intellectual or whatever the case may be. A lot of people just don't think independently. They don't have their own minds. And the more I was, dating Priest, the more I realized that he was like sheeple. He likes to follow other people. He likes to do what other people do. He doesn't, have his own mind. He doesn't do, you know, what he wants to do. He doesn't think critically. He likes to, I don't know, just he's a follower. And so I made a video yesterday about our relationship and how honest I was on with him about me making YouTube videos. And there's nothing wrong with a person feeling uncomfortable with a person who makes YouTube videos or who has a social media presence. I mean, everybody can date somebody that's popular.
Oh my God. She thinks she She thinks she popular. Popular. Now how that translates into dollars and cents, I don't know. But child.
everybody can't be with somebody who is on their way to celebrity status or was considered a celebrity at some point or will be a celebrity. I mean, because it's a different type of lifestyle. Not every
Oh my God. What kind of lifestyle y'all living? You ain't no Lovely T or no Tasha K, bitch. You been on this line for how many years? And you just barely got to 40,000 subscribers. 43. Big whoop. You still ain't made no real dent in this YouTube game, bitch. Don't nobody know your ass for real, for real. The only real good press and promotion you got is from fucking Tommy Sotomayor. And I know plenty of YouTubers that I've been watching for years that surpassed your ass. That ain't been on here as nearly as long as you.
Everybody is prepared for that, you know? And a lot of men can't stand dating women who are in a better position than they are, you know?
Prepared for what? You can't even hold a meet and greet. I mean, girl.
It's not a lot of men out there who can, walk next to their wife or their girlfriend, and their girlfriend is more well known than they are, and their girlfriend has X, Y, and
You were a girlfriend. Barely. Technically, you was just a damn hookup if you want to be real about the shit.
Z. Some men just can't handle that, and that's why I always give men the opportunity when they first start dating me to choose. And so this guy comes into my comment section, and this is like the 50th time I've heard this since I broke.
Wait a minute. You give a guy the option to choose what? What, to be on YouTube or to walk away? Maybe you should have tried that before you got pregnant, bitch.
Priest. They say shit to me like, why were you dating down anyway? This man had you
Honey, you wasn't the only one dating down.
sleeping in an extended stay hotel, and before that, you guys were sleeping in the back of a Ford Explorer. So if he couldn't even provide you with a roof over your head, why would you be with a man who could do that? You have, you're worth more. Even
Oh
if you're down
God.
on your luck, your man is supposed to step in because he's a man, right? Now, mind you, I'm the type of woman, I feel that way. I feel, but let me be specific. I feel and think that if you're in a relationship with somebody and that person sees you down and out, they aren't supposed to walk away from you while you're like that. They are supposed to work harder to protect and provide for you. Okay? But that person has to have enough sense to do that. Because, see, when you know better, you do better. That's why a lot of people make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but bitch, you still ain't explaining why and how you got caught up in this bullshit in the first place. I mean, did he take you out? Oh, I forgot y'all first date was y'all went Dutch. So, what make you think that he's supposed to that he had any kind of financial status?
Because they don't know any better. But then when they figure it out, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I made that mistake. Now, I was not expecting for Priest to take care of me forever. To me, it was always a 50-50 thing. I could provide just as much as he could. I could put in money just as much as he could. But when I got sick, it was like, okay, I need for him to step in and be a provider, especially with me being pregnant.
First of all, he had two relationships going on at the same time. Priest is not he's not innocent by any means, but he haven't even tied up the loose ends with his wife, and they were still undecided about what they were gonna do, and then he's over here messing with you.
Now, this brings me to comparing blue collar men versus white collar men,
You don't know no white collar man, girl.
or men who are highly educated versus priests, like men who don't even have a GED or
But it was good when you was with him. So how you gonna dog him now? See, that's what I'm talking about. For anybody that listens to this bullshit, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but it was still worth
high school
saying.
diploma. It is a difference. I don't want people to misunderstand. It is very much a difference in behavior. Like there's plenty of times I've been looking at priests like I can tell that you didn't finish high school, and I could tell that you didn't go to college because you don't think they're.
Oh my God. So, is that not a conversation you have when you first hook up with somebody or go out on a date with somebody? Okay. Let me think back because it's been a while since I've been on a date. Okay, so a guy I dated was from Ohio. And I mean, you figure my small talk is, I mean, my first date talk is basically how many kids do you have? Do you have brothers and sisters? Uh, Shit, nowadays you gotta ask them if they got a wife, a boyfriend. um, what do you do for a living? So if you figure if you got a decent job, I probably wouldn't mention high school. But if we were from the same city, I'd be like, "Oh, what high school did you go to? What, did you go to college? You know, and stuff like that." Like that to me is like, it's like she didn't even know that shit before she got pregnant because, ugh, girl,
Thoroughly, you don't think critically, you don't think first. And
how's she talking about somebody that don't think critically? Oh, this video gonna be a minute, y'all. Cause I cannot with the hypocrisy. What do you mean he don't think critically?
you move impulsively. When you are an educated man or you are the type of man that isn't financially stable, there's a reason why you're like that. You know what I mean? And if this is something you've been for many, 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 many years, there's a reason for that. When Priest was young, he was diagnosed with dyslexia.
So what the hell did you bring to the table, bitch, before you got pregnant? Because if you had anything going on, what you say you was living at your baby Zeddy house, your first child's father house, you living in his house, but yet and still you claim that you had money. So which is it, bitch?
So I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of him or say he's dumb or like a lot of people are saying, why would you be with this dumbass nigga? He couldn't even get his
Oh, ain't nobody calling him dumbass nigga but you, bitch. Cause you the dummy.
GED or blah blah blah. I'm the type of person that if I get inside a relationship with somebody, I'm improving my own life every day. So the person that I get in a relationship with, they are also going to be trying to improve their lives to make themselves better, and I will help them try to become a better person. Now, to me, a blue collar man,
You see how this bullshit don't make no damn sense? If he didn't have the high school diploma when you met him, I mean, I'm not saying he not worthy, but at I think he was like 40 years old. He was close to 40. Like, what the hell was you doing all that time? And I mean, you can't force somebody to do something that you want to do. I mean, I understand growing with somebody, but that's only if they show you that that's what they want to do too. And apparently, he wasn't doing that.
can still be an educated man. He just has a blue collar job. And there's blue collar jobs out there where men who are doing them are making a lot of money. Priest wasn't that guy, but he was happy with what he was doing. So to me, it's like, okay, he's happy making his little $400 a week. Okay.
Girl, I wish I would meet a man. I'm not trying to be funny. I wish I would meet a man talking about he made $400 a week and then go get in the middle of his marriage. It ain't even the $400 a week. Okay, but let's say that $400 a week. Get inside of his get all mixed up in his marriage, and then procreate? Girl, you is a freaking nutcase.
I'm going to be the type of woman, I'm always going to have different sources of income. And where I stand is not going to be where I'm always standing. It just happens to be where I am at the moment. So eventually, I'm going to be back to making 6 figures plus.
Oh God, she always making six
Okay?
figures.
I knew this. I always told him this. Always said, I'm always going to make money. As long as I'm healthy and both my legs work and I can do.
See, what she did was cause he said this too. She sold him a bunch of bullshit lies about, being all this financially stable, and she can do this and this and that. And she got all these sources of income. That's her favorite terminology. So he was looking for her to be the breadwinner. Shit. You selling yourself to him. He wasn't trying to sell herself to you.
Soncerae, I'm always going to be wealthy. I'm always going to be working towards getting wealth. I
Oh
always told
Lord.
him this. It's not my fault that
Working towards and actually having wealth is two different things, bitch.
he thought when I got sick that I was going to be sick forever and that I would never get to a point where I'm successful.
You are sick mentally.
He didn't have enough sense to see my track record. See, anybody can look at my past and see how successful I've been in the past and see that, okay, she's done this before, so I'm pretty sure she can knock this out again.
Okay, but clearly if you said he was diagnosed with dyslexia, um, he make $400 a week, he don't have time to research you, bitch. He thinking about the here and now and what you telling him, the lies that you tell.
Especially if, that's where her head is. I could see if my head was on some other shit, like being in the club or I was on drugs or, something crazy. But my mind is always on bettering myself, producing income, living stable. And these are always things that I brought inside of the relationship
What?
with me.
Book now for a
And why wasn't y'all stable? Why weren't you stable living with Andre?
$100 back by mail when you buy a
Sorry,
set of
guys.
4 eligible
Put the phone
Bridgestone
down.
tires.
These are always things that I spoke about inside of my relationship. And when I say it's time for me to improve or I say I have money, I always brought that money to the table. It's never a time where I was
Well,
like,
apparently it
okay,
wasn't enough.
I'm going to do this, and then it never happened. But I think Priest didn't have enough sense to sit down and realize certain things ain't going to happen overnight. Like, I'm not going to say on Tuesday, you know what, I'm going to be a millionaire. And then by the time Friday come, I got millionaire status. See, he wants that type of speed in regards to that.
No, that's the kind of speed that you tried to portray that you had. What are you talking about? You came into the relationship like you was the man. You wanted to lead, and he was gonna be the little bitch because you think you in charge or something.
But he doesn't think realistically. That's why I never like people who invested their money in the lottery. I hated that Priest did that because to me that's poor mentality. Because honestly, if you really want to be a millionaire, you don't really have to buy a lottery ticket. What you can do is do the proper steps that it takes to becoming a millionaire. There's a way to do it, and it may not happen overnight. But guess how long you're gonna have to play the lottery before you actually win it? Some people play that shit their whole life and never win it.
Shit, before you
But
become a millionaire,
if you do the proper steps towards becoming a
I'll win
millionaire,
the
you're
lottery.
guaranteed that shit. You're not guaranteed being a millionaire playing the lottery.
You're not
So I'm trying to explain
guaranteed
this
your
to this
wealth. You
nigga.
could lose your wealth as fast as you can get it, bitch. There's plenty of people that die broke from or lose their money in the stock market and
But
shit. The fuck?
he doesn't have the critical thinking skills to even accept what I'm saying. I tried to teach this man about investments. I tried to teach this man about Bitcoin. He didn't even want to sit through it and take.
So why didn't it work? If you was doing it, you should have had tons of cash coming through. It shouldn't even been a situation where he had to. I mean, yeah, you could teach him, but that still don't make any sense as to how y'all ended up in extended staying and sleeping in a Walmart parking lot.
Time to learn it because he's lazy. Everything about him is lazy.
Now he
And that's the
lazy.
problem with dating someone who may be
He wasn't lazy when you was jumping on that dick, bitch.
uneducated and broke. Because when it comes time to handle business and finances, and you got to actually put in the footwork to actually get this shit done, they're too lazy to do it because they want a handout. Now, I always thought that Priest was like this hardworking man because, you know,
They want a handout and you sat in the car and begged for $505 from your YouTube viewers and any other man that was willing to, or woman that was willing to send you some cash. You
blue
got a
collar
lot of
job.
nerve.
He seemed like, you know, because he was physically putting in work, I automatically assumed he was a hard worker. But there are two different types of ways to work hard. White collar men work hard with their minds. Blue collar men work hard with their bodies.
So why didn't you get a white collar man? Since you know so much about him, bitch.
And sometimes I've noticed with majority of men who are physically strong, they aren't necessarily the sharpest knife in the damn drawer. Now, when I met Priest, I knew I liked him. I knew he had potential to be better, and he seemed like he had at least an independent mind. He may not have had a college degree like I have. He may have never made as much money as I have. He hasn't accomplished even half of the shit I've accomplished. So people
Lord.
are like, why would you date down? It's because I didn't need for him to be accomplished and successful in order for me to feel secure because I myself am accomplished and successful.
Oh my God. If that was the case, oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm.
And even if I have a down moment, I'm going to do whatever I can to work towards who I need to be and improve all of the time. That's how I live. That's my mantra.
Mantra. It's
So I didn't
mantra,
need him to
bitch.
be wealthy or like some type of celebrity or athlete. I've dated celebrities.
Oh God. She didn't need him to be wealthy or nothing, and y'all almost 40 years old. So what the fuck was you dating him for? Y'all, you not in your 20s, bitch. That's stuff you do in your 20s.
My name is Tanya Cup. I have a daughter. Her name is Anastasia. She's 8 years old. We sell a lot of Anastasia's toys on Mercari. She gets rid of an item and
I've dated celebrities. I've dated men who have generated way
Girl.
more money than me.
Jesus.
Way more money than me. And they still, to some degree, have gotten on my fucking nerves.
What?
Because most men who are financially stable, they're promiscuous and arrogant, egotistical, conceited, smug. Because they think they're all that because they have X, Y, and Z. See, men, you deal with this sometimes when you date Miss Independent. Let's say you're dating Miss Independent who happens to be financially stable. She got a good job, or maybe she has her own business or whatever the case may be. But she got a nasty ass attitude because she thinks she all that because she have all that stuff. Me, I'm not that woman. I'm still down to earth once I have all my stuff. Half the time, like, put it like this: when I was a millionaire, right?
Oh my
Majority
God.
of people didn't even know. You know why? Because I didn't walk around in have a luxury car. I wasn't walking around with expensive ass handbags and shoes because that's not how I rock. I use my money for experiences. I'm not a materialistic person.
She's not a materialistic person, yet she couldn't keep the money flowing. She spent it at the club on bottles and VIP sections and didn't fucking take Dominique to Disney World. Okay.
Gonna be the type of person that's gonna spend ridiculous amounts of money on cars or shit I don't need. So no one even knew that, and when they did know that, I'm giving them money. And that's the biggest downfall I had when I had money, was that I felt comfortable enough with being so generous to give people money like it was nothing. Everybody got paid.
Oh shit.
And to me, that wasn't smart. That was a mistake. There's a difference between looking rich and actually being rich. There's a difference between hood rich versus being wealthy.
So how did the money stop? That's the question. Because if you wasn't splurging and buying material things, how the hell the money dry up? Besides you just giving it away.
To me, Priest has the mindset of someone who wants to be hood rich. I told you guys before, if you listen to my videos, he had got some money from his wife for selling their house, right? Instead of him using his money to invest in some shit that actually matter, he spent that shit on clothes, true religion, shoes, a trip to the Dominican Republic, prostitutes, liquor,
That's my guy. Yeah, Priest, Dominican Republic. Yeah.
partying. When he should have invested a piece of that money into something else, he would have been a millionaire. Listen,
Oh,
he got a
Lord.
settlement earlier this year. If he would have started investing that shit, then when he got it, and then start investing that shit into bitcoins and all types of shit like this, in the next 2-3 years, he would have been a millionaire.
Oh my God, she is obsessed, honey. Okay, so say he did invest it. Um, but I'm girl, it don't make sense. Make it make sense. Because if he did like you did and was giving the money away, he would be broke too. So why didn't you do all the investing and carrying on when you had the opportunity?
But he wasn't even smart enough to do that. He wasn't thinking critically. So as I'm dating him, right, I'm thinking, okay, at least he's teachable. I can teach him this thing.
Mm-mm-mm.
And he was doing pretty well. It wasn't until I got pregnant that he decided to give up, that he no longer wanted to improve his life. And then that's when more than one problem came inside of our relationship. Of course, he doesn't have enough critical skills to think about rumors, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
any person, put it like this, you in a relationship, right? Or if you are, I don't know, if you're friends with someone, if you are a critical thinker, it's easy for you to hear a rumor about somebody and think about it and be like, this can't be right. Because usually people's behaviors match their, words. And if you know a person and you hear something about them, it's easy for you to be like, this can't be right. Because she would never do blah, blah, blah. I know her.
Hell, he didn't know you. You didn't know him.
Only a person who uses their head will know that. Like if you've been around a person long enough, you know, oh, that's not true. Like say for instance, you and your friend live in, I don't know, Michigan. There's this rumor that your friend lives in Wisconsin. You see your friend every day in motherfucking Michigan, right? So you know damn well that the rumor that your friend lives in Wisconsin is a lie. But in order for you to realize that, even as common sense as it may seem, as common as it may seem, some people still don't think that way. Common sense is not so common. And that's one thing I learned inside of my relationship. Now back to this comment somebody left. He said, Black women always dating down. You should have dated somebody who could take care of you. Not once did I think that I would get sick and Priest would dip out and leave me that way. I mean, he could at least waited till I got healthy. Because if he had any sense, instead of jumping from bitch to bitch to bitch, getting phone numbers and shit like that, researching those hoes, he should have been researching pregnancy. His girlfriend sitting there pregnant. First trimester of pregnancy is one of the worst trimesters of
You poly and you bi, bitch. So what the hell do you care if he messing around, up and down?
pregnancy that women go through. Because we're sick. I'm telling him I'm pregnant. He knows I'm pregnant. He sees me sick. And I guess he believes I'm just going to be sick from then on.
Girl, he might be
So
soft,
he's
but he
he,
ain't
he
that
dips
slow.
out. Now that's the one thing right there. That's a problem right there. He wasn't intellectually strong enough
You're gonna intellectual word. Cough
to
it
think
up,
this
cough it
through.
up.
Because it's still at the end of the day, a child still coming into play. You know what I mean? Like it's different. Like if I was just some girl he was fucking and we didn't have a baby together or I wasn't pregnant and
You
I was
was
just
the
some
girl
girl
he
he
was
was
just
just
fucking.
fucking, we was just staying
You
in a hotel
were.
together, and he up and left. Okay, it's like all right, it doesn't make it that bad. It's like okay, they just broke up. That's fair. Regardless of why they broke up, he heard rumors about her and broke up. Oh well. Right? But I'm pregnant, so that means a piece of him is in me. His own blood, his own flesh and blood, right? The first thing he should have been thinking is, okay, maybe I need to kick in a gear and try to figure out how to get her stable while she's sick. Because I'm not 100% Soncerae when I'm sick. No person is 100% them while they're sick. No person. When they sick, man down. Okay? He was supposed to kick in gear and he didn't. A educated, financially stable man would have kicked into gear.
You said he wasn't
A lot of the
educated.
reasons why he didn't kick into gear is because he was insecure in himself. He didn't think he could do it. That's why it was easier to walk away. It's easy to walk away from your responsibility. It's easy for you to walk away from doing the right thing when you don't have the intellect or the finances to carry the situation. I remember something.
Don't you think if he really wanted kids, y'all, that he would have been had kids? If his wife didn't have children or couldn't have children because she already had her kids, and I think she had her tubes tied or something like that, why would he stay with her if he really wanted children? I mean, he loved her, obviously, which means that, the children thing was, what's the word? It wasn't necessarily a factor. So he could go either way. Because obviously he was almost 40 years old with no kids. I mean, there are some men that don't have children. But, girl, he didn't want no kids.
And Crystal and Kerstin said when she was talking about me all negative and shit. She was saying some shit along the lines of I shouldn't give relationship advice because I trusted these men to lead us,
You
to lead
shouldn't.
me, a man to lead me, and he had me.
You shouldn't.
Uh, he left me in an extended stay hotel, had me sleeping in the back of an Explorer, and he leaves me to go back with his wife. Right?
Oh
She
my
said this. She
God.
said I'm a moron. I'm this and I'm that. Right? And it's funny because her oldest child, that man left her like that, somewhat. Okay, she was put in the same situation. She had a baby by somebody who was black and a player. So you think she would have a little bit of sympathy because she's been through it. she was that person
You ain't
because her
answering the
eldest
question,
daughter is not
bitch.
with the husband that she's with now.
Answer the
Her white
question.
husband that's financially stable and takes care of her and shit like that. Her first child was not with him. Her first child was with a black man. So for her to be calling me a moron and such and such because I stuck to a man who I felt like might have been uneducated or wasn't financially stable. I
Lord.
stuck to him for reasons that didn't have anything to do with that. But see, when she said this to me, I felt like she was so hypocritical. And you guys know me, I don't like people who down talk other people when they themselves have done this.
That's
I
what
don't I don't like shit
you're
like that.
doing.
I'm the type of person, if I see another person doing some shit or going through some shit, I'm going to say, I did this as well. I understand where you're coming from.
Oh
I
my
get it.
God.
Next time, this is what you should do. I did this, so I'm going to tell you what I did to get out of this.
Girl, you
I'm
ain't
not going to
listening
call
to
you
nobody.
names. I'm not going to say you're a moron. I'm not going to, drag your ass. I'm just going to say, I get it because I made that mistake too. Now, the question is, did I make a mistake dating someone who was uneducated and broke?
No, he
From an
made the mistake.
economic standpoint, I knew what I was stepping foot in. But not once was I ever prepared to think that even with the little bit of money this man made, even with the little bit that I asked him to do, he wasn't going to do it. I always thought he loved me enough to kick in the gear.
Soncerae had hit the wall. Her clock was ticking, and she wanted a baby in marriage, and she waited till she was 36 or 37 and got the first thing that fell off the wagon. Now, Kevin Samuels ain't telling no lies, cause that's exactly what she did.
When we first got in the position to where we was sleeping in the back of the truck, he was looking for other side jobs to help generate some more money. That's what he was doing at first. The problem is he started giving up on the situation because he didn't have enough confidence in his fucking self. It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with YouTube. It had nothing to do with none of that. He did not have enough confidence in himself. So to me, a man could be broke, a man could be unemployed, but if he doesn't believe in his goddamn self, if he doesn't believe in himself, there is nothing that you can do about that, and that's not somebody you need to be with. Period. Because it ain't about whether he a blue collar man, a white collar man, whether he has money, whether he doesn't have money. If he doesn't have self confidence and have enough sense to think for him fucking self, he's doomed. He's the wrong person to be with. Because honestly, there's nothing wrong with dating someone who makes less money than you if
Want to know the most common mistake men make when approaching women, but have no clue they're making it? See, every me without
you're a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a man not having a college degree, even if you had one. Because when you're dating someone, they're an individual anyway. So there's gonna be things that they have, or things that they went through, or things that they do that you don't do. Y'all two different people. But the question is, can you accept what each other does?
Y'all see,
One thing Priest couldn't.
it's all kinds of holes in the story because even if you wasn't rich, when you met him and you was living where you was living, you should have been generating some income and had some savings. Being that you only had one child. I don't like the way I say child. And your baby daddy helped you, took care of Dominique. For the most part, he was the sole responsibility for Damo, or whatever you call it, financially. So you sound like you was in a pretty good position, but then you still end up in the back of a truck in the parking lot.
Accept was the fact that I did YouTube videos, and he definitely couldn't accept that shit before. Now he can accept it. He used to say shit like, "I'm not a YouTube dude. I can't get onto YouTube." I used to be like, "Why don't you and I, since you into Egyptology, since you into certain things, you into Black consciousness, you like, spirituality and stuff. Why don't we get on YouTube and we talk about that stuff?" Nah, I'm not the YouTube type of guy.
He didn't want to do it. So leave him the hell alone, you psycho bitch.
I can't do that. Blah blah blah. But then the second we break up, now he the YouTube dude. I heard he uploaded a video about me last night.
Because he was defending himself. Because you on here talking all this trash.
He the YouTube dude now. You see what I'm saying?
That don't make him the YouTube dude because he wanted to defend himself, bitch.
When I asked him to do something positive or something that was productive or something, that requires him to critically think, because you got to think before you get on YouTube. You can't just say whatever. You got to think, doing a channel and dedicating it to spirituality and Black consciousness and teaching other people, that shit takes skill.
Girl.
He couldn't do that. But he could definitely get on YouTube and do the ignorant shit he's been doing. Correct? He could get onto YouTube and talk negatively about a woman he impregnated. And try to blame her for getting her pregnant. I didn't steal this nigga's sperm. I didn't see this nigga's sperm sitting in a cup on the table or in his fucking wallet and stole it and was like, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere and get pregnant. No. This nigga was actively giving me his sperm every chance he got so I could get pregnant. Like it was nothing. But it's so many people that's uneducated that are listening to that shit and they believe it. Because they aren't critical thinkers. And that's how rumors start. That's how all the negative videos I had on, came on YouTube to begin with. Because it's just ignorant people out there. It's just ignorant people out there. So I suggest everyone stick to their standards and expectations. Because my standards and expectations were much higher for many, many years. And that's why I stayed single for so long. I turned down so many men, it's not even funny. When I tell you I've turned down hundreds of thousands of men.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't because they were blue collar or white collar. It wasn't because they had money or they didn't have money. It was because I didn't like the way that they treated me. Number one. Or number two, they didn't have enough self-confidence. And they wasn't secure in themselves as men. And when I realized that Priest was insecure.
What the hell? Out of hundreds of thousands of men you turned down to pick up just one man making $400 a week? Is that what you're saying? Girl, come here. Let me smack you. I need a smacking sound.
When I realized he did not have any confidence in himself and did not want to improve who he was and what was more concerned about rumors about me on YouTube and collecting pussy, I said, this nigga has not figured out life yet. This nigga does not get it yet. It's sad because he's 37 and don't get it. Because it's different if you 27 and you don't get it. But when you 37 and you don't get it, ooh, that's a major setback. Because we ain't got time. At any moment now,
Oh, now we
any of us over 30, something could happen to us. We could have a heart attack. We could have diabetes. Anything could happen. Because once you over 30, that's when life starts slowing down. I don't have time to be playing these games with these men. But only an uneducated broke man would turn his back on his own baby, his own flesh and blood, because he's letting something as minuscule as YouTube rumors stop him from taking care of his child. Only a educated man or a man who has some sense would know better. And that's what I somewhat regret. So when he decided he didn't want the baby anymore, I said, you know what? You are the fucking village idiot. But let me do you a favor. Because I chose you. I chose to be with the village idiot. So that's partially my fault. So how about this? How about you sign your parental rights away and I'll take care of our child alone? Because it seems like only one of us got some common sense in this. Only one of us is thinking positively. Only one of us has self-esteem and confidence, and that's me. So why don't I just be the primary parent in this? You can go ahead and sign your rights away and never come back again. We don't have to see you. We don't have to deal with you and your issues because clearly you were not prepared for life. It ain't about whether you a blue collar worker or a motherfucker, whether you're financially stable. You're simply not even mentally prepared for life. It's a difference between being college educated.
Bitch, he's a married man. Maintaining a household. Sound like he had a vehicle. That was his vehicle y'all was sleeping in. So he was prepared for something.
And mentally prepared for life. Because you don't get it. A baby is way more important than a YouTube rumor. That's life. That is a child. That is a human being that you got to take care of. And if you letting pettiness, immaturity, childishness, all this stuff interfere with that, the problem is you, not YouTube, not the rumors on YouTube. It's a choice. You can choose to let some other shit fuck up your life. Or you can choose to stay focused on the path and get shit done. As a man.
Sorry, I'm watching Everybody Hates Chris while I'm listening. I'm multitasking. This show is ridiculous.
And if you're a man and you're in a relationship with a woman and you don't like something that she's doing and you don't want to be with her anymore, you can say that to her. Because most women, like me, you can say that to me and I just be like, okay. I'm not going to beg a nigga to stay somewhere, you know? But when a baby comes into the picture, all that other shit becomes minuscule and irrelevant. I'm not telling no man that you should stay inside of a relationship that you unhappy in simply because y'all having a baby. That's not going to work either. But be a man about your shit. Be a man about your shit. And make sure that the woman that you're dating, if she's pregnant, make sure she's in a stable environment with your child before you decide to dip off and be with other women. Because your child needs security. Your child needs stability. And the only type of men who walk away from women.
When one car seat lasts 10 years, mom wins. That's why it's the #1 most loved, trusted, and sold car seat in the history of parent kind. The Graco Forever 4-in-1 car seat. Built for your always changing child.
More than any other man on this planet. While these women are trying to become stable or be better, are black men. Black uneducated men who are broke and financially broken. And if you are educated and financially broken, as a man, I'm sure that has to get to you to some degree. At some point, your manhood has to feel a little damaged. So I get why some men walk away because they feel inadequate. I get that. But then that's your opportunity to step your motherfucking game up. That's your opportunity right there. That's your chance right there to step up. And if you choose the latter, that's something you got to live with for the rest of your life. And you can sit here, you can blame the woman. You could pretend like she trapped you or tricked you. You could pretend that she did all these ugly things wrong inside of a relationship, including having a YouTube channel and having rumors made up about her. But at the end of the day, when you look yourself in the mirror, you know that shit don't have nothing to do with the choice you made. You felt inadequate as a man because you are not even gainfully employed, not even financially stable, and you was in no position to stabilize your living situation, even by yourself. The immaturity in connection to priests is what was disgusting. His inability to not critically think is what was disturbing. It wasn't that he had a blue collar job, and it wasn't even that he only made $400 a week. It was when it came time for him to stand strong mentally and to be there for me and his child, he chose what a 17-year-old would have chose. Just like earlier this year when he got the settlement and he made a poor choice and now he's sitting here broke. His choice was let me spend it on money. Let me spend my money on clothes, true religion, trips, prostitutes, instead of investing it. That's what happens when you are not mentally prepared for life. Because there's plenty of men out there who did not graduate from college, who are entrepreneurs and business owners, killing it, financially stable. You have to be mentally prepared for life. It has nothing to do with whether you're a blue collar worker.
All right, y'all. This video coming to an end because I can't. What the hell? My phone froze up. There we go.
The person that came to me and said, hey, Priest uploaded a video about you last night. It was like, I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed because the more that he posted, the more he seems immature. You will never be able to justify to an uneducated person.
All right, you know what, guys? That's enough of the lies. Hope you enjoyed this content. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you soon. I'm getting tired. All right, have a good night, everybody. Peace.